My name is Rod Mosby. I'm a basketball skills trainer and a motivational mentor. My goal as a skills trainer is to help you understand the physical and mental aspects of the game of basketball in an attempt to aid in an athlete's progression into a superior player. My goal as a motivational mentor is to assist individuals as they attempt to change their behavior, their mindset, and psychological tendencies in an attempt to obtain some form of success. From time to time during my presentation, I may reference basketball or sports in general, but my main focus in what I'm delivering to you right now is to motivate you if you decide to continue to listen. I want to start off by saying that in order to be successful, you have to identify success. You can't be broad about what you want as far as success goes. You want to be a doctor? Great. What kind of doctor? You want to be a veterinarian? You want to work with animals? Great. You want to be a pediatrician? You want to work with little kids? You want to be a heart surgeon? Do you want to be a dietitian? Okay, what do you want to be? You have to be specific. Is it wealth that you're after? A more satisfying relationship? A dream job? Simply making more money at the job you're already working at? Developing better health? You have to make that decision. You have to be specific, okay? You have to be specific. You have to be realistic, okay? So you've decided you want to be a veterinarian. Great. Okay? You have a high school diploma. Great. Now, if you do your research and you find out all the classes you need to take in order to become a vet, are you willing to do it? After you have all this knowledge, are you willing to do it? Because if you're not willing to do that, then a veterinarian is not what you want to be. You still want to be successful. That's great. I want you to keep that mindset, but you're going to have to be realistic. Once you find out what it's going to take in order to obtain this form of success, you have to be willing to tell yourself, I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. Maybe 8 years is too long for you. Maybe it's not. But you have to be specific. You have to be realistic. It means that you are being honest with yourself and are aware of your strengths and your weaknesses. Whatever your strengths are, roll with them. Whatever your weaknesses are, turn them into strengths. Do not allow them to continue to be weaknesses. Don't do that. Do not allow your weaknesses to remain weaknesses. Strengthen them. Because you want to be strong when you reach your destination. You want to be strong once you finally reach that form of success that you've been seeking. And don't lie to yourself or try to trick yourself, because if you do, you're only going to sabotage your own efforts before you ever start. So do not lie to yourself. Do not tell yourself, I know in order to be a vet, I got to go to college 8 years, but I've worked with animals enough in the garage or in the shed. I've done that enough. I know what I'm doing. I can bypass. No, you're lying to yourself. No. Don't lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself. In the game of basketball, I wasn't the tallest or the most skilled player. I had an ugly jump shot. I had a bad hitch, had my elbow out. That's the first thing they tell you, don't stick that elbow out. Had a bad hitch. When I was at the University of Central Arkansas, a guy pointed that out to me, said, man, you got a good shot, but you got a bad hitch, but Tracy McGrady did too. That's what he told me. He said Tracy McGrady did too, and they fixed it so they can fix yours. See, what you got to understand is my senior year, that was the first year, my first full year on the basketball team. And I can remember my coach, David Grady. I love this guy to this day because I think that was one of the things that really changed my life as far as pushing myself and motivating myself as I became an adult. He told me, he said, you too far gone. You're too far gone. You're too old. You'll never develop a jump shot. You'll never become a better basketball player. You are just too far gone. You're lucky to be on the team. Just enjoy being on the team. There I stood in high school, 5'11", 185 pounds, nowhere near popular in high school or considered good looking. From the time I was in, I'll say, 8th, 9th grade, I was 15 or 16, wherever that falls in, I worked in a grocery store. I was a meat cutter, or what they would consider a butcher. I'd bag groceries and I was cleaning the floors. I never played football because I was legally blind in my left eye. I hated that because all of my brothers played football. I didn't get to play. I played a lot of street ball, but hardly any organized basketball because I was always working and paying car notes, utility bills, or whatever had to be paid in a family of 8. There's 6 kids, 2 adults. Bills had to be paid. Somebody had to do it. And that was me. I didn't pay all of it, but I had to help. It was just something that had to be done. It was either lights on or lights off, water on or water off, gas on, gas off. What choice can you make? I wanted to be like my brothers and sisters and my cousins playing sports. But I took on the responsibilities of adulthood at an early age, not because I chose to, but because I had to. Was it my calling? I don't know. Because of the decision I made, lights stayed on, gas stayed on, water stayed on. So, I'll let you be the judge of that. I can remember giving my brothers money, my sisters money from time to time when they were going out to their basketball games. Maybe they had a road trip, or maybe it was just local. They were in town. I put in my hours to make sure I at least caught my twin brother during his game so I could watch him play. And I remember asking my mom one day, I said, "Mama, I'm tired of working, Mama. I want to quit. Because I want to play basketball like them." And she said, No, you can't quit. We need this money. You can't quit. So I couldn't quit. Now, after you have decided that you want to be successful and have identified your meaning of success, your form of success, you have to answer the question, why? Why do I seek wealth? Why do I seek a meaningful relationship? Why am I seeking better health? Why? It's not enough just to have it. You have to know why you want it. Because that's going to give you purpose. Okay? Your answer must be specific. It must contain a specific reasoning behind what has motivated you. What has motivated this desire for success and not something else? You must also provide an expected result for attaining this success and how you intend to maintain it. How soon do you want to obtain this success? And how will you make it last? It's not enough just to win $1 million. How are you going to make it last? What are you going to do with it? Will you invest it in something that's going to make money for you? Because $1 million isn't what it used to be. What are you going to do to attain it? What are you going to do to make it last? You cannot take it with you when you die. What are you going to do while you're here with it? You got to be specific. Because when you dream, you have to be specific. You have to see specifically what you want. You have to taste specifically what you want to taste. You have to see specifically what you want to see. You need to hear specifically what you want to hear. You have to do it specifically how you see yourself doing it. You have to be specific. You must give in to your dreams, because the difference between us, human beings, and animals is we have imagination. Albert Einstein said, he had a quote, and it talked about knowledge. He said, knowledge is limited, but imagination is unlimited. Knowledge of something can halt you once you've engulfed all that knowledge, but your imagination can take you anywhere. It can help you see anything. Inventions that have not been invented solutions to problems that nobody ever thought of, your imagination. That's where the idea starts. That's where the solutions start. Because the obvious may not even be present in someone else's mind. Some people think so hard and work so hard to fix something that the obvious is right in front of them. Your imagination. There is no such thing as the next Michael Jordan. He's already cemented his legacy in the record books. We've seen him progress from college to the pros, to retirement, to business owner, to branding icon. You can't be him, but you can study his journey and find out what worked and what didn't. As you attempt to become successful, as you specify your form of success and why you want it, do not start from scratch. There is nothing out there. There are no written rules that say you have to start from scratch, because guess what? The thing that you want, wealth, the better health, the relationship, whatever you're trying to obtain, somebody has already done it. Somebody has already done it. This is nothing new. When you get to a point where you are reinventing the wheel and you're starting from scratch, you are just holding yourself back. Somebody has already done it. The resources on the internet and the libraries are so unlimited right now. They were not that way when we were kids, but people still found a way to become successful even back then when we were kids. If you're going to surround yourself with anybody, surround yourself with like-minded people. People who are trying to get to the same place. People that are willing to think the same way. Starting out, people may not believe in what you're doing. They might the first day, but then when they don't see any immediate results, they may start to just kind of blow you off. So you have to be that lone wolf for a while, because where you're trying to go, the success that you seek, somebody is already sitting on top of the mountain. That wolf is already on top of the mountain. They've already done it. You need to be the wolf that's fighting his way up the mountain, trying to get it all the time. Even after you get that success, you still want to be that wolf that is climbing the mountain, hungry for the next form of success. So you can't be Michael Jordan. He's already been there, done that. He's a legend. But you can analyze his mental toughness. Pick up a book and read about it. Watch some of his old games. Watch the way he conducts himself. Michael Jordan set the standard by showing other athletes what was possible if you were disciplined, hardworking, charismatic, relentless, unafraid, humble, and not willing to settle. That's the problem with some people. They get to a point where they know what kind of success they want. They've answered the question why. And when things get hard, they decide, this is too much for me. I'm just going to take what I can get. I'm just going to take this 9 to 5 down here. It's convenient. It's right down the street. I'm just going to roll with this. This other stuff is too hard for me. When it starts to get hard, we identify that as pain, because pain is not like a cut on your arm or a broken leg or something like that. When we talk about success and we talk about pain, when we talk about pain, we're talking about a feeling of failure, a feeling of things not going the way you thought they would go. They're not going the way you expected them to go, because you can have the world's greatest plan in the world. You can have the world's greatest plan in the world, and Murphy's Law somehow finds its way into your life. Things can just fall apart. That's what happened. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to quit? You going to cry? Cry. Go ahead and cry. It's good to go ahead and get it out. But cry because you're still working towards that goal. Don't cry because you want to quit. Michael Jordan decided that if he played the game of basketball and made it a career, success wasn't just going to be obtaining MVPs or scoring titles or dunk contests awards. Success in the NBA is being part of history. History in the NBA involves an entire season, and only one team can make history each year. That team is the one that is crowned finals champion. That team is the one they're talking about when they talk about 1996, 1997, 1998. That's the team they're talking about. They're not talking about the team that came in second. They're not talking about the team that won more games than they did the last year. They're talking about the champs. So Michael Jordan decided that success for him involved making history. Now that you have identified success and why you have chosen a specific form of it, you need to develop a plan. You need to have goals, but you have to have a plan. You need to have a specific starting point, a halfway point, and an ending point. You have to know the when, the how, the where, and the who. We've already identified the what and the why. But when do you start? You need a specific time or season. How will you do this? This requires a well laid out series of steps that must be carried out in a disciplined manner at the right time. Don't you wait for the right time, because there is no right time. The time you start is the right time. Where will you carry out this plan? In the city or the country, in the U.S., abroad, in a corporate setting, in your home? You have to be specific. Lastly, who will you model your success after? You are not the only one that has tried to do this. Understand that. You're not the only one. You're not the first. You won't be the last. Don't start from scratch. Start from something that has already worked. The road to success is only as long and as difficult as you make it. Will there be some ups and downs? Yes. Will you fail sometimes? Yes. Will you hurt sometimes? Yes. So what? If it was easy, everybody would do it. And if everybody was doing it, there would be no reason for the word challenge to be involved in the dictionary. There would be no reason for us to rise up and work harder. Failure is a part of life, but not always the death of a dream. If you fail, great, because you just discovered a way that doesn't work, so try again. But when you try again, don't start from scratch. You've already laid out a plan that works. You just find the point where it fell apart and fix it. You're going to sweat. You're going to get frustrated. And sometimes you're going to cry as you attempt to become successful. That's okay. Just don't quit. Failure is a form of pain. It hurts not to get what you want when you want. It hurts to fail. It hurts to start over, but at least you found the courage to pick up the pieces and carry on where you left off. You don't have to start from scratch. Rarely do all things fall into place the first time you try it. Sometimes you have to try twice, 3 times, 4 times, 20 times or more before you find success. Most people gravitate towards you because of the presence of success. You must understand that people are rewarded in public for what they practice in private for years. You don't see the honor roll student every day studying, but you do see him or her receive an award on stage for academic excellence. We didn't watch Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, Magic, Bird, Bill Russell work out with their team all the time on their own. We're not aware of how many hours they spent doing this. We're not aware of how they prepared for each challenge. We saw them win championships and accredited that success to sound preparation and a disciplined work ethic. Think about your life. You've lived to this point. Are you happy with your present situation or yourself? What would you like to change? If the right plan were put in place, would you be willing to change the way you live today in order to enjoy a better tomorrow? Answer that question every morning before you get out of bed and remain focused for the rest of your life. Thank you for listening.